Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Kevin Hart here, and today we're diving into something super important for your kitchen game. We talking about the fridge, that magical box where we store our grub. But let me tell you, not everything belongs in there. You ever bite into a tomato that tastes like straight sadness? Or maybe you've experienced the horror of a rock-hard avocado? So, let's get this fridge situation right. Here are 10 foods you should never refrigerate. Let's dive in. Trust me, your taste buds will thank me later. First up, we got tomatoes. Now, I love a good tomato, especially on a burger. But put that thing in the fridge, and it's game over. Refrigeration can make them mealy and less flavorful. It's like someone sucked all the tomato-y goodness right out of them. So, do your taste buds a favor and keep those tomatoes out on the counter. Let them bask in the warmth, and they'll reward you with juicy, flavorful bites every time. Next up, we got potatoes, the MVP of the vegetable world. Mashed, fried, baked, you name it, potatoes can handle it. But one thing they can't handle is the cold, unforgiving environment of your fridge. Cold temperatures can turn their starch into sugar. And while a little sweetness might be nice in your tea, it ain't so great in your mashed potatoes. Store them in a cool, dark place, like a pantry or a cupboard. Make sure they're in a well-ventilated bag or container so they can breathe. Onions, those pungent little bulbs that bring the flavor to so many dishes. From soups and stews to salads and sandwiches, onions are a kitchen staple. But while they might be tough on the outside, with their papery skins and firm texture, they're actually quite delicate on the inside. Their many layers can easily become compromised. Refrigeration can make them soft and moldy. The moisture and cold can cause them to deteriorate quickly. Seriously, put an onion in the fridge, and it's like watching a slow-motion train wreck. Over time, you'll see them start to break down. First, they get all moldy and soft. The mold can spread rapidly, turning a once firm onion into a squishy mess. Then, they start to sprout, which, let's be honest, is just plain creepy. Those green shoots are a sign that the onion is past its prime. So, how do you keep your onions fresh and flavorful? The key is proper storage. Store them in a dry, ventilated area. This helps to keep them dry and prevents mold growth. A mesh bag or a basket on your counter works great. These allow air to circulate around the onions, keeping them fresh longer. Just make sure they're not stored near potatoes, as they release gases that can make each other spoil faster. Keeping them separate ensures both stay fresh. Garlic, the little brother of the onion, is another ingredient that doesn't belong anywhere near your fridge. This pungent bulb is a staple in many kitchens around the world, known for its ability to elevate the flavor of countless dishes. Like onions, garlic needs a cool, dry place to thrive. Storing it properly ensures that it retains its robust flavor and texture. Refrigeration can cause it to sprout and become rubbery. The cold, humid environment of the refrigerator is the worst place for garlic. The cold, humid air will make your garlic sprout faster than you can say Allison. Allicin, the compound responsible for garlic's distinctive smell, is also a sign that your garlic is starting to go bad. And once garlic starts to sprout, it's all downhill from there. The green shoots indicate that the garlic is past its prime. The cloves get rubbery and tough, and the flavor loses its punch. This means your garlic won't pack the same flavorful punch in your recipes. Store it in a cool, dry place with good ventilation. Proper storage is key to maintaining its quality. A small bowl on your counter or a mesh bag hung in your pantry works great. These methods allow air to circulate around the garlic, keeping it fresh longer. Remember, garlic might be small, but it's mighty. Treat it right, and it will add a ton of flavor to your dishes. Whether you're making a simple pasta sauce or a complex curry, properly stored garlic will always deliver the best results. Now, let's talk about bread, the king of carbs. A warm, crusty loaf of bread is one of life's simple pleasures. Refrigeration can make it dry and stale. The cold air sucks out all the moisture, leaving you with a dry, crumbly mess. Bread is best stored at room temperature, where it can stay soft and pliable. If you're not going to eat it all within a day or two, the best place for it is actually the freezer. Just make sure to wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or aluminum foil to prevent freezer burn. Honey, nature's liquid gold, is another food that doesn't belong in the fridge. Refrigeration can cause it to crystallize. It gets all lonely and sad, and it starts to crystallize, turning into a solid, sugary mass. Crystallized honey is still safe to eat, but it's not exactly the most appetizing thing in the world. Store it in a cool, dry place, like a pantry or cupboard. If your honey does happen to crystallize, just place the jar in a bowl of warm water for a few minutes. The heat will help to dissolve the crystals and return your honey to its former glory. Coffee, the elixir of life, the fuel that keeps us going. But even the most dedicated coffee lover has to admit that fridge-cold coffee is just plain wrong. See, coffee is like a sponge. It absorbs all the flavors and odors around it, which is great when you're talking about freshly ground beans. Refrigeration can cause it to absorb odors. Store it in an airtight container at room temperature, away from direct sunlight and heat. And if you want to be extra careful, you can even store your coffee in the freezer. Just make sure to let it thaw completely before brewing. Avocados, those creamy, dreamy fruits that have taken the world by storm. Whether it's on toast, in a salad, or as the star of your guacamole, avocados are a beloved staple in many kitchens. But as much as we love them, avocados can be a bit temperamental. Finding that perfect ripeness can sometimes feel like a game of chance. One minute they're rock hard, the next minute they're overripe and mushy. It's a delicate balance that can be frustrating to master. Refrigeration can slow down the ripening process. Storing unripe avocados in the fridge can halt the ripening process entirely. Avocados don't ripen in the fridge. The cold air can actually prevent them from ripening properly, leaving you with a hard, flavorless avocado. The cold air can actually prevent them from ripening properly, leaving you with a hard, flavorless avocado. It's best to let them ripen naturally at room temperature. Keep them at room temperature until ripe. This allows the avocado to ripen evenly and develop its full flavor. If you want to speed up the ripening process, place the avocado in a paper bag with a banana or an apple. The ethylene gas released by these fruits will help the avocado ripen faster. Once the avocado is ripe, you can store it in the fridge for a day or two to slow down the ripening process. This way, you can enjoy your perfectly ripe avocado for a little longer without it going bad too quickly. Bananas, those potassium-rich powerhouses that are perfect for a quick snack or a delicious smoothie. But as much as we love them, bananas can be a bit delicate. One minute they're perfectly ripe, the next minute they're covered in brown spots and starting to turn to mush. Refrigeration can cause them to turn black. Bananas are tropical fruits, which means they're used to warm temperatures. Putting them in the fridge shocks their system, causing their skin to turn brown and their flesh to become mushy. Store them at room temperature, away from direct sunlight. If you want to slow down the ripening process, you can wrap the stems in plastic wrap. Olive oil, the liquid gold of the Mediterranean, is a staple in kitchens around the world. But as much as we love its rich flavor and health benefits, olive oil can be a bit finicky when it comes to storage. Refrigeration can cause it to solidify. Olive oil is sensitive to temperature changes. When it gets too cold, it starts to solidify and become cloudy. Store it in a cool, dark place. A pantry or cupboard is perfect. And make sure to keep the bottle tightly sealed to prevent oxidation. All right, folks, there you have it. 10 foods you should never, ever put in the fridge. Keep these tips in mind. and you'll be well on your way to becoming a kitchen ninja. Sometimes the best way to keep your food fresh and flavorful is to just let it hang out at room temperature. You got this. Now you know which foods to keep out of the fridge. Happy storing. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what other kitchen tips you want to hear about. Peace out.